All right, y'all. How you doing, True Royal? How you doing, PD?
I'm doing fine.
Great. All right. Y'all don't worry about the trolls. The trolls are part of the reason why I won my second case in court against YouTube. I love trolls. Let them come. I got a whole stack of them forms home, and I'm waiting to fill another one out to sue again. So let the
trolls roll in.
I got 2 wins under my belt. Let the trolls stay.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing but helping me out, but they're not smart enough to realize it. Let them stay.
Yeah, I seen them over there at Bible study. Over there being greasy.
That's okay. Keep coming.
Doing Bible study and stuff. And before y'all get started, before we get started, because there's so much going on in the news, all I want to say is juicy, oh so juicy.
Oh, y'all gonna enjoy it. Yes. Y'all are gonna enjoy this one. Trust me on this. I got some stuff I haven't even told you about that's gonna blow your mind.
Ooh, I can't wait. Juicy. Y'all know I like the juiciness. I love juiciness.
How you doing, KD?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, True Royal?
Doing fine.
All right. Yeah, I got a lot to show y'all.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Y'all definitely enjoyed the last couple of days, you know. I'm a little bit wild, you know.
There's Trump Jr.
Oh, let him stay.
How's your daddy?
Hey, let him stay.
Trump Jr., with your dumb ass. How's your daddy?
They said you can't even walk across the street with a glass of water.
Yeah, we know he's
dumb. Is so dumb he can't even walk across the street with a glass of water and get that right.
Hey, Taryn, how you doing? Oh boy.
Yeah. How you doing, Taryn? Oh my goodness, y'all.
It's hopping in the news. That's all I can say. It's just all I can say. Going on.
Will not be disappointed with everything I got. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. And shalom to everybody in both chats. I'm sorry I can't do a personal hello when I got 2 sessions open, but hello to everybody.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
All right. This is good to start because we got 228 people.
Oh, yeah, you're looking good.
All right, y'all. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay, let's get started. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Give me a 1. I need to see a 1 from y'all if you can see the screen. Give me a 1 if you can see the screen. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Got 1s in both sessions. All right, y'all. Let's get started. They had a fashion show in New York, and they wanted this black model to wear these large monkey ears and these red lips, y'all.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm dead serious. And she refused. She refused to do it.
Damn.
Y'all see this shit? Hold on.
These people crazy.
This, they wanted her to go out on the runway looking like this.
With them lips and them ears.
Yes. And she said, hell to the nah. She wasn't going out like that. And she
nah. So that what that has to do with fashion?
Not a damn thing. And of course, the fashion designer was a non-black. So you know where this is going. Thank you, Demetrius, for the super chat. You know where this is going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me show y'all some more of this article. So she didn't even know this was going to happen. Okay, she's an African-American model at the Fashion Institute of Technical Runway Shows. And not only did they want her to wear this, she was pressured heavily to put on these large monkey ears and oversized lips and go down the runway. And she said she was not comfortable. She absolutely refused. But let me show you some of the models that did do it.
Oh, shit.
Y'all see this bullshit? Y'all see this?
Who these people
did do it?
This is some stuff you gotta have. Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm. Some of the models went right along with it. You know, you can always get somebody to go along with something dumb.
For some money.
And money ain't got to do with fashion. What does this really got to do with fashion?
You know what this has to do with? This is their sick obsession. That's that. See, we got to realize as we seeing what I've been noticing, and I know a lot of us probably been noticing it, but I'm going to bring the words out. As we see Esau's kingdom crumbling before their eyes, we're going to see more of their true nature and their animalistic behavior.
Yes.
So they're going back to their natural self.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's in them. This is what's in them. Because I don't understand what the fuck that have to do with anything, but I will put it to them like this because I know some of y'all over here listening. Remember, y'all the one that have that monkey DNA in you.
Hallelujah.
All right? In that dog DNA. So you just want to go back to your primitive self, you know? So
anything that's wrong with them, they try to pin it on us.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't come from monkeys.
So, KD, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I just want to give the sister a shout out for being self-aware and having enough courage to stand up. Yes. I mean, I keep hearing all over, you know, how poor we are and how much impoverished we are. So there's this indignation that we just got to sell out for all the crumbs in the world. I'm saying, like, no, we don't. We don't got to sell out for stuff like that because, I mean, this awareness is popping up everywhere.
That's right.
And for that sister to stand up and be that courageous, matter of fact, she was courageous than, you know, most dudes and so. So kudos to her for that, you know.
Something. Let me show y'all some more of this fashion show. This is the woman that refused. She went out on the runway like this.
There you go, sister.
And she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is how she went out, because she was like, I'll wear the clothes. You can do my makeup, but I'm not going out like that. So she went out like this.
Mm-hmm. And what's her name, Lisa?
Her name is, it's way up here at the top. Her name is Amy LaFavor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she refused to do it, but some of the other models went along with it, and of course they did it.
Mm-hmm. That's
you know. But I'm glad she was strong enough to say no and stand on her. But she said she was deeply hurt by this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was deeply hurt, and after the fashion show was over, she left right out of there. She said she didn't even stay.
Yeah, they get off on bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, you know, all they're trying to do is make us fit a stereotype. We don't fit the stereotype, y'all. But they believe they can make us fit it. That's what this is really all about.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fit that stereotype at all. And they know it. That's why they got to do stuff like this, to try to make a fool out of you.
How you spell LaFavor? Let me see. Amy LaFavor.
Lefevre.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And she's a model. She's been in some pretty big catwalks before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she's right up there with, you know, she may not be as familiar with a lot of the top models, but she's been on those same catwalks.
Yeah, they put up an article on her in News One about 2 hours ago, Lisa.
Yeah. So this one came out on, you know, this is the New York Post.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to her for doing the right thing,
mm-hmm.
and not letting them try to play that stereotypical stuff on her.
And that's when you standing firm on your position. That's something that I talk about quite often on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
That all money, we know all money ain't good money, but then there's a line that has to be drawn in the sand.
Yes.
When it comes to your profession and everything, and you don't reduce yourself.
Like sure nobody else came. Yeah, you know, this is like a low blow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you could tell they just wanted her to do this to try to humiliate her.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to humiliate this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then get off on it by laughing at her. And if she would have went along with this, they would have plastered this shit everywhere.
Yeah, I just joined her Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a nice looking woman.
She is a beautiful woman. She really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she don't have to sink herself down to what is the purpose in her walking out on the runway looking like some fucking animal.
That's that sick shit in them. I'm telling you, some of these things that we be reporting about what they be doing, like when I was telling you, Lisa, the video that I put up the other day about the principal doing that slave shit, you know, want to teach about slavery, and he's cracking the whip and stuff.
Yeah.
Quite a few of my subscribers caught on quickly. They said, this man is getting off on this.
Yeah, that's why they do that around they actually do that crap around the country. I did a couple of the stories last year where, like I was telling you before, True Royal, where this gym teacher, this was a white man, gym teacher, set up an obstacle course so that the students could play runaway slave. And what they did was had the black students run first through the obstacle course and then had the white students running behind them, talking about runaway slave. Now, please tell me what benefit are black students going to get from lessons like that? And then I did another story where they took them out to a cotton field to pick cotton and sing slave songs.
I remember that.
I'm like, no, y'all are, they're taking too much joy in doing these things. It's not about no damn lesson.
They sit up in rooms and come up with this type of bullshit.
Yep, they sure do.
All
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the next story. Michael Bloomberg's ass is talking about selecting Hillary as his running mate. Now, this is how I feel, y'all. The Clintons are nothing but white supremacists. They were the ones that came up with that tough on crime bill, and Hillary had a lot to do with that. Although she was the first lady at the time, she lobbied that bill to Congress to get it passed. Never forget that. She didn't have to be in Congress to do that. And then once the bill was passed, that's when mass incarceration in this country took off. And she had a lot to do with that. That's why on her last campaign run, she was trying to apologize. There's no apology for that kind of hurt and pain that you put on people.
Yeah, and that's what I'm glad that you brought up, the apology part of this. I'm letting the enemy know and their supporters know, y'all can apologize till the cows come home. Y'all have individually damaged individuals in their personal households, and they continue to be damaged in some form or fashion.
Right.
Now, like Bloomberg with this stop and frisk, there's people that had to get lawyers. They didn't have no money. Some kind of way they was damaged, where family is scraping up funds and all of that.
And those cops were feeling up on the Black women on the streets. And there were Black men that got robbed. When they did the stop and frisk, if they had a wallet full of money, those cops would take their money. See, this thing went way, way above and beyond. People had drugs planted on them. Them cops were out there playing dirty. Okay, this was not checking for no crime. This was trying to get people in the system. That's what this was all about. And we are always their prime target.
So they just think that they can just, you know, say sorry and stuff. And the message that I want to keep pointing out is, I keep talking about that very day that this globe is going to have to bow down to us. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it. They done did all this shit to us, and now they have to double back, and they want something or need something of us. And that's a form of them bowing down. And this election season seems so long already to me. We're going to see stuff we ain't never seen before. This is how bad they want this stuff. But they so out of the times, is like they still operating like they operated 50 years ago. And we are this space and time that we are in, we can pull up stuff on people and all this type of stuff. And they want to say one thing, but we can go pull up your fucking record on how you did us.
Right.
And stuff. And then you want to sit there with a straight face like, oh, that didn't happen.
Right. And see, the Democrats do that. They'll smile in your face every 4 years for the vote. And then they go behind the scenes and they work against us. This is the track record of every single Democrat that has been in any form of office. They have always taken their position to use it against us. And then 4 years later, when they're back on the campaign trail, they're in the very people's faces that they hurt and expect us to get them back in office again. It is time to break that cycle, y'all.
And you just think you can just say a couple of feel-good words and stuff like that? No.
Because they don't want to give us anything. That's why they have lived throughout all the centuries without giving us anything. They think they can continue to do that. That's why they want to give you a lame ass apology, because they don't have to give up nothing.
But it shows you they're not progressive. They're not progressive at all. They don't know what else to do but what they've been doing. And then they sitting there like, well, I said sorry, because like Bloomberg, he getting tired of saying sorry.
He came back in my comment on Twitter. Oh, I apologized the second time. I don't care if you apologized 100 times. It don't make up for the hurt and pain you put on those people up in New York.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't make up. That's what they don't get. So to me, this is a bad combination. And this is why. You got a tough on crimes VP and a stop and frisk president, and also redlining. And now these two that caused a lot of harm to the Black community are going to come together and run. To me, this is a horrible combination.
See, there's that bullshit right there. I've been stopped because I didn't have a plate on the front of my car, and he told me he smelled alcohol. I don't even drink. Yeah, they always engaging like that.
Yeah, or they smell marijuana and the person don't even smoke. Okay,
yeah.
we done heard it all.
Mm-hmm.
We done heard it all, y'all.
What is that one that we did last year where the dude, the guy who played football in college, and they found bird shit on the top of his car, and they said it was cocaine.
Yeah. You gotta be dumb not to be able to tell cocaine from bird shit. I'm sorry, them cops were dumb as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You gotta be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Bloomberg, you don't look good with Hillary or without her. You still look like the same racist asshole.
Two devils.
Now, Charles Barkley,
talking
shit about Colby, but now he's trying to defend LGBTQ. KD, are you still there?
He's off. He's off the grid.
Oh, he's off. No wonder why I haven't heard you. Mike, how you doing, Big Mike?
Hey, what's going on?
KD?
Hey, Auntie Lisa.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
What up, KD?
Hey, what's up, Big Mike? Good sermon last night, Mike. Good sermon yesterday.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mike, how much did you see? Did you miss anything that I showed so far?
I seen everything.
Okay, did you see what they tried to do to that black model?
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
Uh-huh.
But they get excited on stuff like that.
Yeah, they do. Y'all gonna get fired up mad at Charles Barkley on this one. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
No. True Royal?
I'm here.
Is Omari there?
No, he's not.
Oh man, I really want his opinion on this. All right, hold on. Oh man, you got to tell him about this one.
I will.
So Charles Barkley has said he will defend any kind of discrimination that's against LGBTQ. It gets even worse, y'all. I'm going to take y'all down to this part of the article. Y'all going to go off when you hear this. Listen to this. Barkley, 56, told Ellen, this is Ellen DeGeneres, I think anytime you're black, you've got to stand up for other people. Wait, it gets worse. Black people know what discrimination is like. If you're in a position of power, you got to always stand up against discrimination. So Charles Barkley is saying that we need to stand up for everybody. That is the duty of black people. Y'all hear this bullshit?
Oh, this dude, the dumb shit that comes out of him.
I am
Lord,
dude.
Charles Barkley get on my fucking nerves.
That's what he said. He said it is our duty to stand up for everybody. The black people are supposed to do that.
Well, hold the heck up, because he doesn't know what the true version of John 3:16 really means. John 3:16 for the last doggone time does not say everybody. It says us. So what the hell Charles Barkley talking about?
Charles Barkley is saying every group on this planet that's being discriminated against, it is black people's duty to stand up and defend them.
And in addition to that, in the Apocrypha, he says in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, everybody else is compared to spittle.
Yes.
So I gotta stand up for a people, everybody else that is compared to a drop of spit. Charles Barkley, are you kidding me?
Thank you,
Demetrius. Clown.
Thank you, Demetrius, for the super chat. Mike, you got anything to say about this?
Mike, you got to get him back on there.
No. You dropped off. Okay, hold on.
Where's Mike?
Oh, I don't see him yet. Okay, whenever he comes back. What were you gonna say, True Royal?
Oh Lord! Oh, when it comes to Barkley, I mean, what is new with Barkley? You know, y'all got to realize Barkley is one of these people that like to hear himself talk. We know he gonna say dumb shit and stuff, but see, Barkley, I'm looking at your wife, Barkley, right now.
She is
Really?
8 up. That's an 8 up.
Oh, that child is round.
Ooh, she is.
And I remember I went to Arizona to visit my relatives because that's where I think Barkley still live in Arizona, and he wanted to divorce her. Well, when he seen what kind of money he had to fork over, he changed his mind, so he stuck with her. And she's an alcoholic, and he just stuck with her. He ain't happy. Barkley is not happy with his fat ass. And see, what I don't like, this is what I don't like. Why is it that we in the royal family have to put up with everything is extreme? We have to put up with the most abuse. We have to put up with the most this, the most that, and all that type of shit like that. And the thing that I want to say is, from a Queens, don't take on the superwoman syndrome. You can only do what you can do in your realm. See, that's some other shit that they put on us too. You know, you can't be the man and the woman in your relationship. You can only be the woman in your relationship, and that's it. They, these extremisms they put on us.
Yeah. Well, one thing that social media did do, because every time there was some protest talk, people would always come to the Black community and say, well, when the Black people gonna protest this? Because we're on social media, we done got them off of that mess. I don't see that nowhere near as much as I used to see in the past, where every time there was a protest, Black people were the ones that were supposed to charge the protest. No. So we done got the people off of that. Now you got Charles Barkley coming along with this bullshit about we need to stand up for everybody. No, the fuck we don't.
Well, Mr. Barkley, I'm going to say this to you right now. Your dumbass need to go reread John 3:16 and get the real context of it instead of saying that nonsense. But wait a minute. I guess that TNT money got you smoked up the ass, huh?
Yeah, that when you rubbing shoulders with the enemy. See, see, we can't take on any and everybody's whatever. They're
not fighting for us.
Yeah, they're not. And see, this is what we got to pay attention to. Like when, say, we're having a discussion like we're having now, and say somebody, we're on a subject. In that particular subject, we're dragging their ass. Then what they'll start throwing out, well, what about this? What about that? You know, they're trying to do this guilt thing. That's like with ADOS. Like Elizabeth Warren always does this. Well, what about the poor white folks in the Appalachian Mountains? And what about them?
What about them?
Don't let nobody get you off the subject and say it just like Lisa. What about them? You ain't took care of your people? That ain't our fucking problem. You want us to start having empathy for everybody's pain and plight. I'm very unforgiving about it. All I care about is my own people's pain and plight. Right. I don't give a damn about nobody else.
They spend their entire existence ignoring our pain. Okay, no.
Yeah. They've been doing that through this garbage called banana neglect. I'm going to tell them right now, that banana neglect garbage is over.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, so when they throw this up in your face, there's a couple of little talking points we need to talk about that they like to throw up in your face. They'll say when it's too hot on them, they'll say, well, what about black on black crime? This is how I answer it. Well, what about it? You should be happy that Black folks is killing each other up. Let's go on to the next subject. They'll be like, what?
Well, first of all, if there is black on black crime, then that means there's white on white crime. There's Asian on Asian crime. It's crime within every group. So
whoa. I gotta say it to the enemy straight up. This whole black on black crime, all of it was manufactured. It wasn't started up because we started being enemies with each other. Every single part of black on black crime, so-called, was manufactured by the enemy. So I don't even buy that.
Anything negative, they try to put it on us.
Well, they try to make us feel bad about that because they're trying to get you off of them on when we're talking about something that's you hitting that core, and you don't let them take you everywhere. See, they'll have us all over the place and stuff. No, we gonna stay on the motherfucking subject. That's why this ADOS stuff that they think that went away. Oh no, baby, it's gonna come right back up.
This was like a couple of years back. I had a hangout, and some troll came along talking about, well, black men hate black women. No, they don't. No, they don't, you dumbass motherfucker. Black men do not hate black women. You listening to these little these little nobodies all over YouTube because they can't get a woman. That doesn't reflect all black men.
Whoa. I can't even call them black men. They're more like boys. Boys hating on girls. That's what it is, because grown men don't hate on grown women. Boys hate on girls. That's how I want to put that.
Yeah.
Well, when all that stuff went down with me with that Michael Anderson stuff, that's what he was really banking on.
Yeah, he was.
He a lot of them, when they see those videos, they really believe it.
Yeah, they really do.
Black men won't defend a black woman. They really, truly take on that and really believe it.
Yeah, and it essentially ended up happening, black men came to defend Lisa Cabrera. She didn't even know nothing about it. She had to be told about it.
Yeah, guess what? I was one of the first amongst the front line.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got together and dealt with his ass and stuff like that. I've been told the same thing, because we've been defending the brothers on this stuff with Gayle King, and I've had a couple of our own say they would never come and defend you. Well, I've always been protected.
Right.
You talking about some individual shit in a relationship that you was in, or is usually some personal shit that's going on with someone. But I cannot take a paintbrush and just say all black men.
No.
That no, not in my world.
No.
Well, to me, ain't nothing much but a so-called brand new feminist talking point. That's why I rejected with the quickness.
Right. But I'm just saying, there are many out here that truly believe that's the case.
Yeah.
And not the case, nor has it ever been the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because see, Oprah did that shit. And I was telling people, I said, she a master manipulator. And when she went on that show, she purposely threw out Cosby's names, and she threw out certain things that people jump onto. Misogynist. They always want to put misogynist on black men. Well, I worked in the field of construction, and I worked with black men. I have not yet had a black man, period, that I work with or in my personal life try to hinder me or stop me or be what you call, unquote, misogynist.
Right.
No, white men are misogynists. That's why this world is the way that it is. But no, let me take that back. Let me slow down. White women are misogynists. That's why the world is the way this is. And she is bullying her man to keep this world the way this is. Again, white women are misogynists. That's where this shit come from.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that can't stand is that they try to mix up masculinity for misogyny. The two are not the same.
Right. Now, the only time I've seen that kind of behavior is, like I said, those dudes that can't get women or swirlers. And we don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, they don't make an impact in our.
They don't, and they're not big enough to make no impact.
And then another key word that they didn't put in, and they try to put in the black woman's head, the word submit.
Mm-hmm.
That word submit and stuff. Well, let's remember that our men are submitting to Yahweh too as well. Submit. That's where it all started first. But see, the way them motherfuckers think, they thinking like a dog. See, you'll be messed up. See, you rubbing shoulders with the enemy day in and day on, you'll start taking on them little funky ass cave beast ways. You'll lose sight of yourself.
Mm-hmm. And to add to that a little bit, Terrell, in regards to this so-called big old fake gender war, it ain't nothing but bed bucks and bed wenches arguing against each other. So why should I care about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't. What I'm saying is they don't represent all of us, and I think some of the people, especially on social media, is interpreting everything like that.
And I hear where you're coming from, Lisa. Moist Mike. He thought because he lay around with black women, he done picked up a couple of little talking points and stuff that he assumed one thing, but he got something totally different, and it scared his ass. Well, that's why he was out there waving that gun. He got scared.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, I don't know about this type of black folks. Well, that's the only type of black folks I know.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you talking about?
Okay, so Charles Barkley can kiss my black ass for real. He really can on this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if anything, LGBTQ, what protection do they really need from the black community? They're a protected class. They don't need any protection from us. They're more protected in this country than we've ever been. So I don't know what the hell this man is really. He needs to go back into his little hole and stay there
with his fat ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I want to take it a little further. I think these Esau sodomites are protected. Now, even the Negroes that go along with it, they're still unprotected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 more states in about a week that's going to ban hair discrimination. This is first of all, this is a disgrace that this country is doing this. It makes no sense, but you know, this is them trying to hang on to any little teeny beeny thing to, you know, hang over our heads. That's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have Washington State, Texas, and Minnesota that are about to sign laws banning hair discrimination in about a week. Look how slow this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shows you they don't care. Look how slow this shit is going.
One more reason for me not to cast a ballot for any of these bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Look, how do you say we're free when we're not even free to do what we want with our hair that grows naturally out of our damn scalp? If you wear locks, they got a problem with that. If you wear cornrows, they got a problem with that. If you wear your afro, that's a problem. You know, it's just all bullshit.
Yeah, it's a threat to their weak ass psyche. That's all it is, Lisa.
Mm-hmm. They just can't leave us. They want to micromanage us every step of the way.
But yeah, at the same time, throw out these BS talking points that we can easily refute. And most of these talking points really reflect them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I never looked at another race of people and got concerned about their hair. Not even once in my lifetime.
And I gotta go ask this question, Lisa. Who the hell wants wet dog hair?
You know, as long as it's on their head and they're dealing with their lice problem and whatever, that doesn't concern me at all.
Because I ain't heard any Negro talking about, oh, I want slick back hair, or I want that Becky, what do you call it? I want that Becky bang and all. Who the hell says that?
Nobody. Like I said, I don't, when I go out in public and I'm looking around at people of different races, I don't look at their hair and then go into a meltdown over it. Why do you wear it? Oh my God. And then I heard, this must have been last year, I heard on a video some white person was trying to justify why they complain about our hair. And they were like, well, those locks, they look dirty. I said, trust me, your hair is a lot dirtier than these people with locks. Trust me on that one.
And this comes from the very group of people that actually have monkey dog DNA, but they want to call our hair dirty?
Yeah, well, we have kingly hair. It goes up to the heavens. You know? But yeah, they're still on this hair ban thing, which is ridiculous in itself. Now, I did a story. Here's the next one. I did a story on how 1,700 Chinese medical workers became infected with the coronavirus. It gets even worse. They now have a shortage of medical supplies. It just goes from one extreme to the next when it comes down to China. I don't know what these people are doing and how they're becoming so easily infected. True Royal did explain it. Because, look at how covered up they are, and they're still getting the coronavirus, y'all. So if they're covered up like this and still getting it, what is a face mask going to do for everybody?
Oh, but wait a minute. The corporate media is running around talking about how intelligent Moab is, and Moab's leading the world in education, but yet they can't even solve this simple problem.
No, they're getting infected. So, that says a lot.
I'm back, Lisa.
Okay.
I'm listening to y'all, and I can explain it real quick if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we got some construction workers in here. Anybody has had hazmat training, and in the hazmat process, you have a designated person to make sure you put on your gear right. Well, you also when you go out and remove hazardous waste, once you're done, then you have to be decontaminated in order to take off your hazmat gear. So when they're taking off their hazmat gear, they're not taking it off properly. Right. They're not being decontaminated, so they're contaminating themselves after they done went out and working with people that have this corona virus and everything. And so that's the way it's supposed to work, because in the construction field, when we work in the hazmat field, we go through a process of like going through a shower. You'll go through these about usually 3 different stages, and they will like rinse you off, decontaminate you. Then you go to the next phase, and then then your gear is taken off and stuff. And then the other thing I thought about too, because I was looking even deeper in this, was that okay, nature calls and you have to go to the bathroom. Well, somebody cutting corners.
Mm-hmm.
No, every time you go, you got to put on new hazmat gear, and you have to go through that whole process, even to use the bathroom too as well.
But you know what, Queen? When you look at a story like this might be connected to why they're not doing it. They have a shortage of supplies.
That's true too. They're wearing that shit all day.
Mm-hmm.
They wear that shit all day. And when you work in the hazmat field, and I've worked for some hazmat companies, they don't care about the supplies. You know what I'm saying? You take that stuff out, throw it away, take that. You might go through 5 or 6 a day. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to be a janitor at this refinery plant, right near a suburb, and I had to be schooled on all that PPE training.
Yeah. And it's no joke. It's a process. And then because you can even look at some like people that work at those nuclear plants, what they have to go through, because they have to step in certain areas, the red zone areas and stuff. And I mean, it's down to what's on your feet, everything. They're not playing. They're not playing.
Yeah,
they're not following that process and stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about the red. You're talking about the red, green, and yellow codes and everything. I used to go through that.
Yeah. See, there's a I won't say your name, but yeah, he said I'm hazmat training. We just throw it away. Yeah, you just throw it away. You might go through a whole bunch of them and stuff.
Right.
There's you gotta. So they you know what? Let's go back to the book of Obadiah. What it say about Moab, KD?
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. He's just on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
About Moab, these prophecies is coming true. That's the part that's blowing me back. Because when I went over the book, when I did Bible study with Linus about when we went to the book of Moab, Obadiah, excuse me, and then he was talking, and she was telling me about them and what they was going to be completely wiped out. It would have to be on a scale like this. And I'm like, wow. But then I want to take it a step further. These motherfuckers took over the black hair care industry, which is a $1 billion industry, and they made it impossible, something that we have to put in our hair every day. And we didn't put their kids through schools. We didn't started other businesses for them. They didn't made it really hard for us. They have been really nasty to us. And that goes back to when I was doing that video. I did 2 videos, Royal Smoke and Royal Fire. And when I talked about Royal Fire, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, all of them have to pay for what they're doing to us, not just Esau, all of them. Y'all have really messed over.
You know, for the first time in my life, I saw that hurry up and buy in the movies. Do you know they don't do that here in New Jersey? They wouldn't do that with these Negroes out here. These Negroes are crazy. They go off on them. And then I said, they do that?
Yes, they do that.
They'll
do like this, Lisa. They'll do like this. They'll watch you, see what you're going to do in the store, and they have a little time mechanism within. And then they'll be like, you buy.
They don't do that to us here. I kid you not. They do not do that to us here. But then again, these Negroes are crazy. If they start doing that to us here, they will probably vandalize the whole store. They're
gonna double back on your ass.
They don't do that here. I guess they know where to get away with that and where not to, because I'm telling y'all, they don't do that here.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I would go in some store and somebody be screaming at me to buy. I'd be done cussed your ass out.
Well, you know what? That makes me think of like that them Africans over there letting them Chinese beat their ass. They work with them, and then you let them take you 5 minutes late to work, so you get 5 swaps on your ass for every minute that you late. And I'm like, what is wrong with these black? What kind of black folks is this? So some of them then creeped in, Lisa. Maybe you got the right crew down there. You got the right crew down there where you at.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, if you walk in these Chinese stores in New Jersey, they do not do all that screaming and yelling. Like I said, these Negroes up here would be knock the mess out of their asses screaming at them in some store.
I know some black folks that you show back up in the morning and your business will be empty. It is empty in that bitch. They will they'll even take the light bulbs. That's how they get. I know some folks like that. You come in and you're like, damn, they didn't even leave the light bulbs. They'll take your toilet paper. You don't even have no toilet paper.
Yeah. Man, no, don't pull that here.
Lisa, they something to take the paint off your wall.
I know. Man, they don't do that. Like I said, ain't nowhere to get away with that shit because they don't do that up here at all. They patiently wait for you to come with whatever to the cash register, and that's it.
Yeah, they don't want to touch your hand and all of that. And them people, and they allow that stuff over there in Africa.
Yeah, they sure are.
I seen that video. That dude let him whoop his ass.
I know. I said, why did you even go outside with him?
Woo!
You know how we are. We would have took that whip out of his hand and wore his ass out.
Shove that sucker down his throat. You ain't gonna whoop my ass.
Like you're a child. No. And that was a cane. He was whipping him with a damn cane.
I didn't have
hell no.
I didn't have some fights at work. With grown men. They said I'm crazy. I ain't crazy. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
That's all you got to do. Just leave me alone. I ain't gonna start nothing, but I can finish it for you.
Ain't that the truth? But yeah. So these Chinese people, not only 1,700 people that work, medical workers got infected with the coronavirus. Now they got a shortage of medical supplies.
That shit is on CNN. And remember what I was telling you? Taiwan is pissed off with China because they was waiting. There's a limit on the face mask that they can get, and then you was enlightening me on some stuff that I didn't know that they have been fighting for years and stuff. And I'm like, Taiwan can't make their own damn face mask. I put it to you like this. I made a prediction 3 years ago. 3 years ago, almost 4. That's that channel I lost. And I told the Asian race I said, y'all gonna pay for what y'all have done to us, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this coming. I was inflamed about, some killings that had happened. Some of them Chinese cops killed us, and then they're gonna come to our channels talking about these particular people that have killed our folks. They good people. What the fuck they got to do with anything? You tell their families that and stuff. And I said, y'all gonna pay. Y'all gonna pay. And now I had ordered a package, and I was tracking the package. And on the top from U.S. Mail throughout the United States, and I know some of y'all probably didn't seen it. They don't want no packages over here from China.
Yeah. In fact, people have stopped eating Chinese food. They're crying, talking about they're being discriminated against. People are not going in Asian stores, and a lot of people cut down on buying that Chinese food, and they are feeling the pain, y'all.
Buy your ass a wok.
Feeling the pain.
You buy yourself a wok. You can get online. There's all kind of recipes. Family can get together. You can cut your shit up. It don't take no time to cook it. Somebody can cook the rice, vegetables, and all of that.
And these Asians have mistreated us all over the globe. Don't forget, they're down there in Jamaica. They're down in them islands, treating them people like they are outsiders in their own home.
Yeah, and what happened to them over there in the Caribbean when that hurricane hit in the Asian community?
They got wiped out.
They got wiped. They said the Asian community got wiped out completely.
They sure did.
Yep.
So they're feeling the pain everywhere they've gone. They are feeling it.
Yeah, remember I was telling you some fool was on my channel talking about I eat Chinese food and then I pray I don't get sick.
Good luck to you.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid. All right, this Becky is stealing babies, y'all.
What?
She's approaching mothers. She's from Washington State, and she's approaching mothers pretending like she's a photographer and she want to take pictures of the baby, and she's getting close enough and she steals the baby.
Wow.
I guess if you can't have a baby, you steal one, right?
Yeah, she's stealing white babies, the few that's out there.
So a woman posing as an amateur photographer allegedly fed Washington State mom drugged the mom to sedate her and then stole her baby. And she stole more than one baby.
What'd she do with the babies?
She's keeping them.
Okay, they got the. Okay, where is this bitch at? Did they ever catch her?
Washington State. Yeah, Washington State. That's where this is going on. But she has been doing this for quite some time, But I'm dying to see what they're going to declare. Her name is Juliet Parker. So you can probably look it up. I'm sure this is from the New York Post, but I'm sure there's more articles on this. But yeah, she was drugging the mother, playing like she's a photographer, drugging the moms, and then stealing their babies. So I guess, like I said, if you can't have a baby, you just simply steal one, right? Go on a stealing spree and take somebody's baby. So here's more pictures of her right here. See, they say she's a homeless. Wait a minute. No, she's not homeless.
I think something about her 16-year-old daughter. She's helping her in the process with this.
She's from Pierce County, Washington State. I don't know where that is. I don't know where Pierce County. I don't know a lot about Washington State.
No, my husband do. He lived up there for 19 years.
So she was arrested. So it says right here, they arrested 38-year-old woman and her 16-year-old daughter at their residence in Spanaway, following an extensive investigation of reports that the suspect had drugged a woman after posing as a new baby photographer. Yeah, here it is. Here's
they got a bunch of shit on her.
Trust me, this woman has probably done this for quite some time. So it looks like she was arrested on the 5th of February.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what kind of drugs was she using on these women?
I'm gonna go look that up. I'm gonna research that.
What the hell was she using?
Oh boy, they be getting their hands on shit.
You can expect almost anything from Becky's ass. You can expect almost anything from her.
We in the second month of the year. I ain't seen any white babies so far this year. Last year, I seen 3 white babies total.
Mm-hmm. Well, I take it that Washington State probably have a lot more white people there.
Yeah, they do.
So
and that's
a little easier to find a white baby there.
You know, remember I was telling you Washington State is one of those states. That's where the swirlers go hide out. That's a hideout state for them.
Yeah.
In our region. And then Oregon is a gay state.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them hang out and stuff. They, they got their little spots they can go to.
Yeah.
And you were saying in Oregon, Lisa, you were saying that they got tired of having sex with each other because they can't even make no babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they said. That state people are having the least amount of sex in the state of Oregon. All right. This 6-year-old little girl, which her teacher claimed she was out of control in school. So this is what the police officers did. Again, I don't know why
here we go again.
Schools have an issue with calling the parents when there's an issue with the child, but they seem to have this problem all over the country. Whenever someone with melanin in their skin acts up in school, they don't know what to do, so the cops got to be called instead of the parents. Yeah. Now, there is no way in hell you should have called the police on a damn 6-year-old girl. If you are a teacher in America and you can't handle a 6-year-old girl, you need to get out of the profession. You don't belong in it.
But then they know, but when one of their own is out of control like that, they're expressing themselves, and we should give them room to express thyself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But Black kids are not allowed to express themselves. Mm-hmm. If they do, then the police gets called. They gotta call the cops. Okay, so this gets even worse. The police came to the school. Nobody even called the mother. Removed the 6-year-old and took her to a mental hospital.
Lord, traumatize her even more.
When all they had to do was contact the mother. And of course, the mother is completely outraged. Her name was Nadia King. Mm-hmm. And this happened about a week ago in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Our babies are never going to be the same going to these schools. They're not. I mean, if she was having issues, did you take the time out to find out why she was having these issues? Why was she out of control in the school? What was going on in the classroom at the time when she went out of control? Because a lot of these teachers be antagonizing many of these situations, y'all. They just do. All right, KD. Hey, KD. Okay,
yeah, I'm back.
A lot of these teachers antagonize many of these situations, and they don't like to put that in these articles. Go ahead, KD.
I just want to say, I want to throw a little personal story out there, because right in the summer of '93, that's exactly what happened to me. Right after a fight, from school, I was taken to a mental hospital, and unfortunately, I stayed there the whole summer. I will never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened to me. So I can relate personally to that story, because this is what they think of us. I mean, they already think of us as animals. And then that whack-ass Constitution, they already look at us as 3/5 of people. Mm-hmm. Culminating all that, this is how they really think of us as a whole. You're too royal for screaming homeschool. We out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing you should add, KD, is the part where they purposely tried to keep you away from your parents. They did that, you know.
Well, they pretty much did that to this little girl. This all happened without the mother even knowing what was going on. And I was like, okay, the school got your address, the school got your phone number. Many cases, they got your work number. So they got many ways they can contact you. They even got email addresses on parents. So in my opinion, there is no excuse on why they should not go to the parent whenever anything goes down with that child in the school, because that child, as long as that child is in that school, they are responsible. Okay. Now, I know a lot of them try to act like they're not, but they are responsible. And I sure hope this mother is lawyered up.
Yeah, because they deal with us very heavily handed.
They would never do this to a white child.
No, extreme. They deal with it extreme. They did my husband and his brother and sister like that. My husband's father was killed in front of him. So the way that they dealt with it was to put them in facilities, and they put my husband on Ritalin. And what he did was he got away from the people and escaped. Okay. So they didn't bother to go get him. They didn't give a damn and stuff. He escaped and got away from him, and he went back to his mother. Eventually, I don't know how the other ones got back, but eventually the other ones got back to their mother too. Now, when in a situation like that, if some white kids would have seen their father killed in front of them, they would have got them counseling, they would have helped, they would have blah 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 blah, did all that type of stuff. But you see how they do us, put somebody on Ritalin. Don't let them people put your child on no damn Ritalin.
And they'll try to do, and another thing they do a lot to Black children is throw them in special ed, even when they don't belong there. Don't put your kid in special ed. That's another thing they do widely in this country.
Yeah, that's what they did to me.
Oh, Lisa, I mean, when I was Daniel, 6 years old, everything you just talked about regarding special ed, that's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me.
A lot of our children like that. They mess up a lot of Black children like that. And they do it excessively to Black children. They don't do this to white children, but excessively, they're putting children in special ed, even when you don't belong there.
Yeah, they do that.
And every now and then, a Black teacher will evaluate some of these students, and they'll tell you this child don't even belong in special ed. Why are they placed in special ed? Because the white teacher said so.
Yeah.
I remember this old Becky's name. I remember this old Becky teacher's name, and I'll never forget it to the day I'm dead. Her name was Miss Zakoff, and she was the bitch who made me go to special ed. She the one that put in the recommendation. I will never forget it. I mean, it was back in 1990 when I was a little boy and shit. I will never forget the time that she made that recommendation, and I actually walked out of that school. I mean, my mama came and got me and stuff. I walked out of that school and went to another school the very next week. They're vicious.
Yeah. LVZ, I sent you a link. I don't know if you're at work or anything, but I did send you a link if you want to come and join the panel.
But talking to some people behind the scenes and even talking to Lisa, I personally, I can tell that they did something to me in the way that I was trying to learn, because I could never conform and everything. It just felt like something was done to me that's the opposite. That's why I always encourage people who has been labeled dyslexic or anything like that. Don't stay in that box. Push yourself. Y'all know I'm
and you know what? You can get a private evaluation of your child too. If they say something's wrong with your kid, you can go to all kinds of places, especially like some of those independent learning schools and stuff. They'll do an evaluation on your child, and they'll tell you no problem belong there. So you don't have to take the teacher's word. That's what some of you got to understand. You can get a private evaluation done of your child if they claim they belong in special ed, belong on Ritalin, something wrong with them. You can get all that checked out independently.
Yes, you can.
And the very fun, the very year that right after they put me in special ed, I went and passed a CAT test. I passed it so fluently, I was actually eligible to go to an honor school in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
This is right after they put me in special ed too.
LVZ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
Hey, what up,
I'm good. I'm late, man. They ain't even let me know nothing. I was just in this joint researching and looking at old ass coons and all types of coons and coonery that was happening. And then I said, oh, Lisa's live. Mm-hmm. And it just let me know now that you live. I said, ain't this a bitch?
Yeah,
I was great. Mm-hmm. I was great comment, and then they shut my phone down. Then I look and see the email. I said, oh, I'm backstage. So I've been backstage for like 20 minutes listening to y'all.
Lord.
Did you see the first one that I showed on the fashion show?
No, I did miss that.
Oh, we got to show LVZ that one.
I got to show you this one.
I want his response on this one.
Black model, she went, she was preparing to go on the runway. They told her they wanted her to put on these monkey ears and red lips.
What?
Go on the runway. And she flat out refused to wear it.
She should have. What the hell?
Listen.
Monkey lips.
Monkey lips and big ears. But wait, let me go down. Some of the models did comply.
Oh my God. Hold
Some
up.
of the models did put it on.
No. Yeah. No, they did.
Yes, they did.
Who was these models? Clarence Thomas' daughter?
Some of the models did it.
Cynthia Erivo, was she in the damn thing? Was Cynthia Erivo in this?
No,
Let me share the screen. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this.
If she was in it, she would lead the pack in wearing that shit.
Yeah, she had sense enough to say, hell no. She wasn't putting that shit on.
I'm quite sure Dwayne Wade has something to do with this. Let me see.
Here we go, LVZ. This is what they wanted her to wear, these big...
Oh, hell no. What?
And go on the runway like that. And she said...
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, she said, no, but look, it gets worse. Some of the models did comply and do it.
Is that a white woman?
That's a white woman.
Somebody just, I would super kick these bitches. As soon as they came up, she should have just waited. And soon as these bitches got on the runway, they whop, each last one out. Whop.
So she would. And she ended up going out on the runway like this. This is how she went on the runway because she said she wasn't wearing it. So this is how she came out.
She should have went out with her ass cut out for all of them to kiss it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no motherfucking way. Hell no.
Furious. And when she said as soon as she got done on the runway, she left. She was so upset she left.
She should sue.
Yeah. Yeah. And she did not know this in advance. She was not told in advance that something like this was going to occur. So they kind of sprung this on her after the fact.
That don't make no damn sense.
Yeah. What does this got to do with fashion?
Yeah. What is fashionable? Yes. So we are making fun of Zuniga. And this is what is in for the white supremacy.
All black ears with red lips.
We will make fun of Zuniga. That is what is in. Who did this? The same motherfucker thought of the Gucci sweater and the motherfucking keychain is the same person that thought of this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is some crazy shit right here. This poor woman, I felt so sorry for her to even have to put up with that. Oh, Michael Bloomberg is thinking about picking Hillary as his running mate.
This motherfucker just don't know what's going on.
So he wants the tough on crime, 3 strikes you're out woman to run with the stop and frisk man.
And Bobby Rush endorsing. Look. Yeah. And they got Bobby Rush endorsing Bloomberg, and we got that blood I spilled on that Vincent Selma, John Lewis endorsing Hillary Clinton. Ain't this a bitch? Yeah. The old butter biscuit crew gonna be all out there. It's gonna smell like fried chicken and white women out there. You know?
It gets worse, LVZ. Charles Barkley.
See, they go to white women.
Charles Barkley says LGBTQ deserves to be defended against discrimination. And he said he's 56. He told Ellen DeGeneres, I think anytime you're black, you've got to stand up for other people. So he's telling black people to stand up for everybody.
When this coon ass ever stood up for black? Well, as a member of the black race, Charles, let me tell you to sit your ass down for black people. You big oxen head having ass motherfucker.
I know.
Watermelon, you jugger juice head having ass motherfucker. Sit your dumb ass down. Let me speak it in dumb niggas speak so you can understand. Sit your stupid ass down, honey. Sit your fat Krispy Kreme eating, whale soup, Bama ass, buck dancing, butter biscuit eating ass down, Charles.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said that we know what discrimination is like, and it's our duty to stand up for other people.
No, it ain't. Look, listen here. I ain't standing up. Look, I don't got to stand up for Milo Yiannopoulos.
Right.
You could kiss my ass. Now, I don't give a fuck what happened to it.
LVZ, listen. LGBTQ is already a protective class in America. They don't need us to stand up for them.
This nigga wouldn't even stand up for Kobe. He said Kobe ain't no hero. Kobe not a hero. Remember, he said, I think Trayvon was beating the hell out of Mr. Zimmerman. Remember, he said that? Yeah, but he'll fight for some moistness. Same nigga that's throwing a dress and is a self-described metrosexual. I believe Charles likes a rim shot. Hey,
this is the same Negro, because I remember when he played on the Philadelphia 76ers. This is the same Negro that spit on a white girl. Charles Barkley. See, he don't want his needs brought up, but he wants to talk about Kobe. And number two, nobody got on a video or anywhere and said Kobe was a hero. We were all shocked at the way his life ended. That's what we were harping on. Nobody was sitting around talking about he was a hero. So I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
Right. He act like niggas is like, I remember that time Kobe had rescued them dogs and them little plane, the black kids in China. He went and got them. Nobody said no shit like that. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, Charles, you big fat fuck you. Go somewhere and sit your ass down. You can't dress with your big ass head. You look like a pork roast walking.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, last year, I don't know if many of you remember this. Last year, LeBron James got in his ass bad. He posted a tweet out on Twitter listing everything that Charles Barkley did that was fucked up. He was a basketball player. And he got so upset, he didn't talk to LeBron James from that point on.
I don't want to talk to LeBron. Ernie, nigga, Charles talks to you. Man, he need to go. Man, look, fuck Charles Barkley. Never liked Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley's moist, I believe. He spent this whole game, his whole basketball game was based on him putting his butt on people. That was his basketball game, putting that butt on. That's the only one too. His whole basketball game was based on laying his ass on another man. So look, that's already was suspect. Look, he ain't even had to. Let me put this butt on you. What? No. It's a basketball card I had of Charles Barkley posting up Larry Bird, and Larry Bird smiling and Charles Barkley smiling. I said, this just don't look right. This don't look right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Lisa?
Yes.
I got some breaking news.
Okay.
Check your email.
All right. Hold on.
Please check your email.
People wanted me to talk about that Big Daddy Kane shit again. I don't want to talk about Big Daddy Kane being an old ass sellout goat face coon. Nobody needs to know that Big Daddy Kane is an old ass dry mouth, overweight, head having ass coon. Nobody needs to know that.
Man, I was very pissed with that. I was very pissed at what he said, man. I mean, that made me pissed off. I'm like, why the fuck would he even say that?
Cause look, he need a job. When the last ain't nobody riding around listening to Ain't No Half Stepping. Niggas done forgot Big Daddy Kane. Don't nobody care about. So he figured if he say Eminem, the white kids will say, "Hey, Big Daddy Kane gave Eminem a stuff."
So what is this about?
Lisa,
yeah,
it ain't what it's about. It's how the bitch sound. I was just upstairs listening to the TV up there, and they were interviewing Elizabeth Warren. She sound like she about to drop dead. The bitch can't hardly talk. She gasping for air.
Okay. I don't like to play too many videos because every time I get done with my hangout, they get me for it.
Okay, I got you. I'll play it. I'm gonna put that one up. Elizabeth Warren. You can just listen to it behind the scenes. Elizabeth Warren sound like she ain't gonna make it.
No, let's hope she don't.
She ain't gonna win. She ain't gonna win no way. It don't matter what Smoker Harness do. Ain't nobody voting for that bitch. Bitch, go somewhere and get a good hairdresser. She look like the English teacher everybody hates. Oh shit! Don't hook in Miss Warren class, man. So wait, what? Hell, boy. I mean, I know. Rough. Get out of my face. Just give me the assignment.
I mean, you want to cut
half of the race. I mean, judging the half of race, the half of the fucking race is already got their corpse made.
Yeah, she ain't gonna win. She ain't gonna win.
I get more votes than Elizabeth Warren, y'all.
Yeah.
Right now, I could beat Elizabeth Warren in a runoff. In an hour, calling people Peckerwoods. They'll still vote for her. I don't like that bald-headed nigga, but I'll tell you what, I like him better than that bitch there. Woo!
Now, LVZ, I don't know if you saw this story out of Florida. That's
what I was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, so this little girl they claim was out of control at school, 6 years old. Now, I don't know how a teacher can't handle a 6-year-old. And the police was called instead of them contacting her mother. And when the police took her to a mental hospital.
Yeah, because that's what they do with half black kids. That's what they do. See, they look. I can clearly see that somebody's white in this person's family. So don't think that the enemy don't evil. But see, that was the violation. That was the violation. So to you Negroes out here, that no, look, the white supremacists know what they are to. And if they get to acting like one, this is what happens. They treat you just like they treated her just like she was. So, and this is in where?
Florida.
What state? Of course. See, that's why I said that. Of course, this is in Florida, y'all.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Right, y'all. Come on, man. Look. Let me tell you about Jacksonville. I told you, I got a coon cousin that was living in Jacksonville. I love my cousin, but he's a buck bass and butter biscuit swirler, and he was swirling with this broad. The broad was white. They had a baby. He can't go over the house with the baby.
Wow.
Can't go over the girl house. Her father's racist. Caught him in the house one time and pulled a shotgun on him. Was about to kill him. I'll blow a hole in your nigger face. Now he wonder why she done stranded and left it, because the baby like 14 now. Mm-hmm. She done left the baby, got her new white boyfriend, and fucked that baby.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
See, this is what I'm telling y'all. Look, this is what happens, that they gonna treat these kids like, yeah. So I'm telling you, yeah, look, and stop sending your kids to these schools like y'all was saying.
Yeah.
I was listening to everything y'all said. Stop sending your kids to these damn schools.
Mm-hmm.
And down Florida, this is what I want all you swirlers to understand. This is the life you gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
Either the white folk gonna have to come back to reality, and they gonna have to abandon that black kid and that black fetish they had, or your kid gonna be getting put in motherfucking mental institutions, and all they gonna say is you a nigga lover.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it is. Look, it ain't my people doing it. It's yours. That's all I know. That's all I know, sis.
Well, she'll be messed up now.
Poor baby. She ain't had nothing to do with it.
This is LA County, and they're getting ready to dismiss 66,000 marijuana related convictions.
All right. That's too little. 66,000.
Yeah.
Shit, that's one neighborhood, Lisa. That's some bullshit. It's
right.
That's one. I just thought about 66,000.
66,000.
Right in this neighborhood alone, is 66,000 weed charges they can dismiss.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's what they're trying to do in LA.
Right. Okay. Well, they need to get it done. Look, why they always trying to get rid of the shit, Lisa? But they wasn't trying when they was giving it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, notice that. Look, they never. What, Katie? What you say?
No, you go ahead, man.
I was saying that. Look, it always seemed like whenever it's time to take the shit off your record, oh well, we're trying to do this. We're in the process of, but shit, when it's time to give you that time in that felony, it don't take no time, and the process is very quick.
Yeah, no, it sure don't. And
you know what I was thinking, Lisa? I think they have some type of private prison around there somewhere in order to have that low percentage of people trying to get off these cases. I think it's a private prison around there somewhere.
I don't know. All I know is you're legalizing marijuana in the country. There should be no more marijuana arrests. But
right. My man Jerome backed me up. Take millions of us in jail. Probably, look, Jerome said it's millions of black men in jail now for weed. And they talk about 66,000.
Yeah.
You don't kiss my look. I got 15 that they can take right off of mine. That didn't cut the 66,000. That was one man. Right. Shit, in my family, I think we can knock on 6,000.
Mm-hmm. But they've messed up everybody's life in this country over weed. People having a hard time getting work. Or even special clearances and stuff because you got this marijuana crap on your record.
Right.
not even be happening. And like I said, in a country where you're legalizing it, why are we even talking about this?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and for my people who get it, and for my people who happen to get an interview, I'm Uncle LVZ gonna help you get the job. Everybody ain't as clever as me. So if they ever bring up the weed charges and shit like this, right? This is what you tell them. You say this to them. Well, shit. It's only because of prohibition. You don't got your bid charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
And watch how they look at you. Say, shit, what about your bid charges? I don't drink. All right, Capone, then leave me the fuck alone. For real, watch that. I've done that before and got a job, got hired. Like, yeah, all right, Capone, what about you? Wow, yeah, I know you wasn't expecting that. I read, cocksucker. Don't let nobody hold that over your head that you smoke some weed. White folks was murdering each other over motherfucking whiskey that they was making in a bathtub. Don't worry about that.
all over there. Yeah, all over there in Chicago.
New York, Ohio. It wasn't just there. They was all over. They was running liquor in VA. It was country folk killing each other over hooch. Come on, bro. Let's stop it. I don't want to hear that monkey shit. Just because they decided that shit with you now. Look, you get drunk, they make it legal for your dumb ass to get drunk, get in the car, and kill everybody. I smoked that Jake was minding my business and was black. They pulled me over, smelled it, and now my life ruined. I ain't killed nobody. I was on the way to get 12 Slim Jams and 16 waters, and you pulled me off.
Yeah.
That's why something to me smells, private prison quota all over those cases.
Okay, now, KD, I wanted to know if you heard about this. There were a lot of, and this impacted a lot of Black people in Detroit. They were foreclosed on, and come to find out, they were illegally taxed. And
Lisa, that is a huge story. And just because they put the article out, I'm gonna tell you something. This has been going on for years. This is when they started this whole gentrification process. That's how they did it. They raised the prices on the taxes or the tax liens where the Negro couldn't afford it. So therefore they got put out. It was I forgot what Wayne County prosecutor, I think his name was Wojnarski or something like that. He started that entire thing for the past 15 years. So this been all that stuff you talked about, Lisa, that's been going on for a very long time.
Yeah. So they're trying to propose, a different type of program or loan so that some of these people can get their homes back. I don't think it's right. I hope they sue. This should be a big class action lawsuit, especially all of the people that lost their homes illegally and they were foreclosed on.
Yeah, because the neighborhoods, Palmer Park, that's gentrified, even though it used to be full of sodomites back in the day. Rosedale Park was predominantly Black before it was gentrified. It's same with East English and even Sherwood Forest. Even Sherwood Forest is becoming gentrified.
Wow.
So that pretty much tells you right there that this been going on for a very long time under that Wayne County treasurer.
Yeah. I mean, boy, do you know when I was growing up in the city of Philadelphia, there was an area around the airport that was all Black. Do you know they used eminent domain and took the homes from that whole Black neighborhood to expand the airport? And some of them did try to sue and they lost their lawsuits. They weren't even allowed to sue. It happened to a lot. It was like a big story back then when I was growing up. And that whole area by the airport was all black, and that's how they got all those people out of their homes. They used eminent domain.
Yeah, because that very article that was posted up, this been going on right during the Kwame era. This been going on since the Kwame era. So that article they just posted up, they just made it public now. But this been going on for like more than 15 years.
Yeah. And when I was reading, most of these homeowners that lost their home from this illegal taxing were damn near all black.
Mm-hmm.
I about to say they always steal in our homes.
Yeah.
Always find a way to Jew us out our home.
Mm-hmm.
Just some type of way. We got you. Oh, yep, you lost that. Yep, give me that.
Lisa, I was waiting to get back on and about to climb through the screen when you were talking about what's going on in LA about marijuana charges.
Go ahead.
They're not doing anything about that up here in California. Don't let you, and I know you're not mislead. They were saying the same thing up here because I'm in Northern California. They're still arresting black folks. If they have marijuana on them, they have not expunged those records at all. I don't know what they own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we already know that the white folks then took over the weed business. You know, if you smoke weed, continue to go to your local dealer. Don't buy no weed from their ass. I mean, they got it to the point now up here in California, they're even delivering it to you. You even see billboards up here and stuff where you can get your little weed and all of that. But they are not expunging none of those records. And they have essentially taken over Oakland. There's a weed university. I forget what they call it. And it's a white boy that runs it. He's in a wheelchair all up and down Broadway. I know LVZ been on Broadway. They didn't just took over Broadway. And they still
telling me about it. He charging $100,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what they on this. You know, they put this shit out, but they still operating in the same fashion.
Right. They just priced us out of the whole business. They made sure they made it so unaffordable the average black person could never get in the marijuana business. But you know what? You got Jamal Bay. I saw what you wrote. Lindbergh Boulevard over there in Philly. Yep. In fact, a lot of the people that lived over there at the time when they lost their homes to eminent domain, we went to church with a lot of those people. They went to my church, Bueller Baptist Church back then. And I remember we had a discussion during church because it was impacting so many people at the church. Were losing their homes. Some of them were looking for another home. Some of them didn't have no money and couldn't look for another home. It was a mess. It was a mess back then.
Yeah. And Esau wondering why they kingdom is folding as we speak. Where you uprooting people out of their homes and shit, and then declaring eminent domain and stuff like that. I'm loving what I'm seeing going down with them.
Yeah.
And they did all that. They did all that rerouting, and they're not even recouping on that property tax revenue. Their tax revenue still low.
Do you know, KD, if you went to Africa or went to another country to buy a home, there are no property taxes? They do that here. But you can buy a house outside of the U.S. Once you pay that house off, that house is 100% yours. You don't have to pay one dime of property taxes. They do that nickel and diamond crap here in the U.S.
Right. Because it ain't freedom cost. It ain't. If you think it's free, you must be dumb. That's why it's free dumb. Shit. Do y'all know the crazy shit I seen today, y'all? I just thought about that. I wanted to tell y'all this. So I'm at work, and it's this Dominican brother. He tall. He looked light skinned. He a tall looking light skinned dude, but I could tell he kind of Dominican because he got these two white girls with him. And I'm looking, And I'm laughing. I said, look at this nigga cooning like shit. So they walking. He was like, all right, I'll holler at you. He had a thick New York accent. Said, I'll holler at y'all later. And the white girl went, all right, nigga, bye. I went, oh, nah. No.
Wow.
Absolutely. Never. Ever in your life. That's never fucking good. Fuck that. Well, I'm from New York. I said, I don't give a fuck. You here now. This Chocolate City. You'll get your ass stomped the fuck out. You white. Let me talk to you, son. Come here. So I grabbed the dude. And I tell the dude, hey, look, let me explain something to you, man. You don't never in your life let them address you like that. Nah, you see what I'm saying? But I said, nah, I don't want to hear none of that. You don't never let them address you like that. Let me tell you why. Because when we leave here today, right, you're going to get your red ass in a car. I'm going to get my black ass in the car. But guess what? These cops going to pull behind one of us and say, I got me a nigga. They not going to say that about them bitches when they whooping our ass and choking us out. We going to be all types of niggas then. You know what I'm saying? So until that happened till Becky and Amber you was just with, don't never let them address you like that again, all right? He was like, you know what? Respect, OG, respect. And he walked over. And some of the young ladies that I work with that walked over and was like, man, I saw you sitting there. I never see you take time to politic with any of the guests. I said, normally, I don't feel like that's my job. But that bitch just said nigga. And I wanted to dog walk this bitch, but I'm at work, so I got to be professional with her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Oh, my goodness. Nah, don't do that shit. Look, note the people who have never been to the DC, PG, whatever area. There's a lot of black people here. We don't play that shit. We not cool with it at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see Negroes with white friends, I had to tell a white dude today on the motherfuckers. So I'm on the elevator. A white dude looks at this pretty Ethiopian girl with his black friend and say, dude, if it was anything I want, man, that right there is the best thing. I like that. I said, hold up, Peckerwood. So people are laughing in the elevator. I said, that's a woman. That's a black woman, first of all. And you don't address her as a that. That's a woman. Like, dude, that's a dude shit. Motherfucker, that's the same mentality y'all had when y'all brought our ancestors over this motherfucker. So I wasn't here for that. I said, but you here now, Peckerwood, and you doing the same shit. Man, chase that man the fuck up out that elevator. I don't know why I was on one today. I don't like saying shit like that. I don't give a fuck where I'm at or what proximity I'm in. I got to, interject. I'm not having that. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Mm-hmm.
I got you. Mm-hmm. All right. Rick James. I know some of y'all heard this one.
Lord have mercy.
Rick James, who's been dead for 16 freaking years. There is a woman that is now suing his estate for rape. She claims he raped her back in 1979. I said, what did you watch Bill Cosby's Victims and decided to take a chance and do it?
Oh, bro, what the fuck? What are you gonna do? Rick James is stinking. What are you gonna dig him up?
Suing the estate for $50 million for a rape that she claims took place in 1979.
Lord have mercy.
She
must have came out of her drug haze.
Yeah.
For a minute.
This gotta be a white woman.
Somebody must be broke and need some money.
Bro, this ain't got no teeth. They had to get her some teeth for the interview.
You seen what she looked like?
79.
Did you see what she looked like?
What she look like?
No, I'm asking you. Did you see?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying what she got look like. Damn. 79. I was two.
I was in junior high school.
I was in motherfucking junior pull-ups. That's what I was in, junior pull-ups. Damn it. I was just shitting on the toilet. I was just getting on the toilet. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Falling in, dangling. That's what I was saying. Shit.
Well, she said this happened.
She can remember that.
According to her, this happened at a group home, Richmond Avenue, up there in Buffalo, New York.
At a group home?
Mm-hmm. She was in a group home. And this was 1979. This is what the accuser is saying. And she was 15 years old at the time. Rick James came there and he raped her.
Now Rick James, the motherfucking Night Stalker out there, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Super Freak when he came in through the window.
Now, she didn't know who Rick James was. I said, you know what?
Now this bitch is, oh, you know what? Now look at here. You know what? This bitch is high. See, white folks. See what this meth is doing to y'all.
She didn't even know who he was. That's a hell of a story. At a group, they just let Rick James in a group home.
His name is James Ambrose Johnson Jr.
Yeah.
And so he has an estate, and that estate has money. And I guess she must have got wind of, oh, that estate got money. Oh, he raped me. 1979. Well, look, they took Bill Cosby back to the 1940s talking about he raped him. So I guess she figured she can get away with 1979.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, she admits she was on drugs and alcohol, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They threatened her, you know.
So when did she figure out that was Rick James?
I think she always knew. I think she's full of shit. Come on.
I mean, the fact that she already admitted she was on dope and liquor, that kind of destroyed the case right there.
That bitch said she was watching Chappelle show one night. I believe that's the man that did that.
So they was allowing black men to go in group homes?
I guess so. If you were Rick James, you had carte blanche to go anywhere.
Lord.
Ain't this a bitch? So Rick James cruising the group homes. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Lord, how much of these people.
This is what.
Look, this man was doing music with Bob Dylan and all of them. Get the hell out of here.
And he passed in 2004.
Rick James had been doing music since the late 60s. I didn't even know that. I was watching a little research joint on a little cartoon joint on him. There was a bio on his whole life.
Yeah.
Man, Rick James had been a damn musician by 79. Well respected in the game for 10 years. Then he started doing
hits out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Rick James and shit like that. Come on, man. Crazy.
Back then.
Let's take it a step further. You see how these courts get down? They'll even consider this shit. You know what I'm saying?
The black man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Can I get that one thing straight? Prince was opening for Rick James in 1979. Prince was opening in 1979. And Rick James was choosing the motherfucking group homes.
Yeah, Rick James was doing this time. He was big. He was big in the industry.
What state is this? What state is this?
It said Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
That's where he's from.
That's where Rick is from.
Buffalo.
That's where Rick from. Yeah, that's where Rick from. That's where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so somebody said so 41 years later. Damn.
Yeah, she's going after his estate all these years later.
Yeah, because the bitch seen it on TV that it's open season and white women can just do that now. Especially if it's a black beast. Because any sex between black men and white women, even if it's consensual, it's a rape.
That's right.
You know what? White girls is dick bandits. I know how they get down. They hunt dick.
Between a white man and a black woman, even if it's forced, it's consensual.
I have not met too many black men that did not tell me how a white woman will come up and flirt with them. Damn, they're all the ones I know have told me this, y'all. And
I told them that it's called, you know what I call it, Lisa? It's for real. I coined the phrase for it. It's called the Malcolm X moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I know that moment you're talking about.
Remember when Malcolm X was talking about that in his book? And it happens to every black man. It's a moment where in your life you were like, what the fuck?
Every black man. I have not met one that it did not happen to, y'all. And I'm not exaggerating. Damn near everyone in my family done told me they've been approached and felt up, and some of them have, Becky has been hanging all over them and everything, trying to get that black dick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
They try to act like their women are innocent. They wouldn't do stuff like that, honey. That bitch would do it in a hot minute.
She sure will, because that's how I was told. She get on her knees in a millisecond.
And she'll do that man and his best friend at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. That's why I laugh when they try to act like this woman should be held to a high standard, because I know what a hoe she is.
Well, that's what happened in the guy that did The Birth of a Nation. What's his name again? The Parker dude.
Nate Parker.
Nate Parker.
Yeah, Nate Parker.
In that case, when I went and did the research, she did 2 dudes at once in front of a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did that with his man. That's how she rolled. What her name was? What her name was? Gangbang Junior.
So that's why they was trying to make it like 2 black men took advantage of this white girl.
That's how they always spin the story. They've been spinning the story like that for centuries.
Yeah, and she's at they was at somebody's apartment, and she did that in front of everybody, and it was like, whoa,
rape. It's a rape. It's a rape. Just like Colby's situation, he wasn't even charged and convicted with a damn crime, but they're still saying, oh no, if it was a white woman, you had to rape her.
He's the victim opposed to the accused.
I have seen how your women operate. Mm-hmm. Okay, if anything, they're on the prowl for that black man.
No, look at movies, they didn't tell you. She's virtuous and virginous, like the Virgin Mary, and she fucking out of both drawers legs.
Yeah. And they want to dismiss all them semens in her panties.
They act like the multiple semen wasn't in her drawers.
We ain't gonna have that discussion at all.
I don't understand why they do that. That shit seriously. In the sense of rights. See,
that's why I'm so pissed off at Oprah and Gayle. They know what the circumstances are. Them old ass bitches live long enough to know what these women are like.
Yeah, and then on top of that, all these pictures I done found and others done found, all them men they done hugged up with done rape women.
Every last one.
Exactly. Oprah probably was recruiting them.
They said that. I showed some footage of that. They said Oprah was helping Weinstein do some recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With his illy-formed penis.
Deformed.
They said he looked like he got a vagina. I was like, oh, this is too much information. Oh, I love this shit. Illy-formed.
Yes. You know how, like I said, I even remember the black men in my family talking about how white women would approach them when I was a child. So it's been going on for centuries. But they want us to have amnesia about that and act like this woman should be propped up on a pedestal.
That's what men would tell me. And I heard the same thing, Lisa. And the common thing I kept hearing is Becky liked to suck dick.
Yeah.
Her mama taught her very well how to approach a black man. They said 9 times out of 10, he ain't gonna refuse it.
And that being said, when these stories come out about rape, that's why many of us in the black community react the way that we do, because we know what this woman is really like. Okay, y'all can try to put up this image, this fakeified image all you want. We know the real deal in our community.
Look, Lena Dunham do. She got mad that the nigga didn't even look her way.
That's right.
Ugh, what her ugly ass.
Like the nerve of him.
Well,
I don't care what I'm dressed in.
But see, they think the only qualifier is just be white. Look at all these fat, white, beastly looking women with black guys. That's all
they need to ass whoop, Lisa. They need to ass whoop.
But I'm just saying, they think that's all. That's the qualifier. Just be white.
I have to tell that one that I told you, Lisa. My husband took me out for breakfast one morning, and this brother, middle-aged brother, very fit brother. I'll never forget. He was bald-headed. He had to help his old lady out the car. He had to help her fat ass up out the car. It was a couple of yanks before he could get her out. So then when we go in, they was in the restaurant before us because we was just screaming in the car. And they let us be seated. She was so fucking fat, she couldn't even sit in a booth.
Damn. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad, for the super chat.
Why you messing with Big Fat Bertha from Planet Earth?
Couldn't even sit in a damn booth. She had so much belly. And my husband told me, he said, you know, men will give each other eye contact sometimes. Like, really, dude? He said that dude would not give him no eye contact at all. No.
That nigga so all the way. I be trying to figure out. We was just talking about that right before I look. My cousin called me. He said, you know, Leroy moved back here. I said, from Texas? He said, yeah. He said, well, no, he moved down South Carolina. But it's probably another fat white girl. I said, why do we keep getting fat white girls, man? What is his problem with this? And I'm like, for real, he could get a nice looking sister. But he always get, and he said, yeah, the fat, trashy white girl look like she on meth and shit. Like, I said, yeah, what the fuck? Don't know why. This is slim, dark-skinned brother. Look, his hair gray. Look, he younger than me. His hair gray and shit. I said, nigga, you look like Barack Obama out this motherfucker. I said, fucking with them. I said, fucking with them Becky out there. Now you, oh, Becky. Oh, my hair's great. Yeah. You fucking with Becky, you shit look like Obama. Because you worried that the lynch mob might be coming to get you at any time. Like, go ahead.
Wow.
Right.
I got one in my family too like that. I got one cousin that is just, he is hooked on white women. And the ones he get, I won't even shake their hand. He's like, oh, it's my new woman. And she's always a fat Becky. When I don't even shake their hand, I'm like, man, I am so over you. It's not even fun.
That's when you know.
But look, Leroy's scared to bring him around me because he know I'm gonna fire that big bitch. First of all, she can't come in my house because she smell like bologna.
Yeah, she might fuck up your furniture. You know what my husband do? He'll entertain you in the garage. If he entertain you in the garage, he don't like you.
Nigga, I meet you on the porch. Yeah, that's my shit. I'll meet you on the porch. I'll meet you on the porch. Me, the nigga, my car be running. I ain't even going nowhere. I'm just making it look like I'm going.
Yeah, he'll lock up the house and talk to you for a few minutes in the garage. Because you know that person might have to use the bathroom. He ain't letting you use the bathroom in our house.
like why you petty? Yeah. I do that shit. Okay.
Last Becky was fat, and her hairline probably started like the middle of her head. She had a 12 head.
Oh,
Right.
damn.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I bet you your cousin a nice looking man too, and running into them Becky's.
But he you know, Becky had a 12 head too.
Ooh.
Yeah, my cousin, cool dark skin brother, cool slim dark skin brother, in shape, all that. I don't know why, man. We can get nice looking. Look, when we be together, the nice looking sisters be flirting with us all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah. And then he end up here jumping the car with motherfucking Becky and Sue. Straight out the trailer park. Looking like a bitch look like an offensive lineman. I said, man, she look like she blocked for you. She don't look like y'all should be together.
And the thing is, the white man ain't even, anytime the white man ain't even upset that you took his woman, you know you got a bad one, okay?
Exactly. They treat you.
I heard a white comedian say that years ago on I think it was on Def Jam, no, on BET. It was a big old fat white boy. He asked black men, he said, and he was a fat ass white boy. He said, why would you get with white women that I wouldn't even get with? That was funny. That was funny. And I have seen some brothers. I seen a brother in San Francisco. Him and his woman had on matching sweatsuits. And he was another fit brother. But this one, she was old. This chick was old. I'll never forget that shit. I said, "Oh, that woman."
Cynthia Carr says low hanging fruit. That fruit done fell off the limb and it's all bruised up on the ground.
And it's rotting. Once it hit the ground, it's rotting.
Them niggas, man. Some of them I be like, man, you had to meet her in jail, man. You had to. I be trying to get niggas the benefit. You had to meet her, but there's some of these niggas I look at them like, this nigga ain't go to jail, moisture. This nigga just love Becky. I just don't. White women, the women, they love white women. That's what they be singing when they come home. White women, the women. What do you say? The white women song. White women. What?
All right. Now,
okra.
They put out how many billionaires there were in the United States, which United States really don't have that many. There's way more in like places like Africa, Europe. U.S. really don't have that many. So there are a total of 607 billionaires in the United States. Only 5 are black.
And Trump is not one.
No, Trump ain't no billionaire. He's a fake. Right. Trump's a fakeonaire.
Yeah, fakeonaire. Yeah,
fakeonaire. So only 5. But this just proves the wealth gap. How everything was given to one group of people and the other group of people did not have the same opportunity. This is just proof of it.
Look what you got to do to be one of the 5 black billionaires. Tap dance, buck dance, eat butter biscuits, and throw salt on all
yeah, exactly.
Throw pure salt. Nothing but Morton's, not that Morton's, that sea salt. That's the sea salt that they throw.
Exactly. But, it proves the wealth gap that everybody's been talking about. It's real. So they got them all here and about what they have. So Jay-Z, 1 billion. Michael Jordan, 1.9 billion.
So look at that coon.
2.7 billion.
Look at the coon grin. Look at the coon grin right there.
Stewart.
That's the white. Oh, Manny.
Yeah. And Robert F. Smith, 5 billion.
The verdict is out. I don't know.
Huh?
But I sell some butter biscuits somewhere near Robert.
This is a Goldman Sachs executive.
Yeah.
Oh, coon.
Yeah. All of them, right? Yeah. Yeah. So those are the only 5 in the entire country that are black.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So those are the 5 coons that we can't trust.
Mm-hmm.
What I just say?
All right. Queen, you want to take this one?
Oh, Lord. Lord. Say Trump praises AG William Barr after Roger Stone.
Yes.
We didn't already heard it. Fat Bill Barr's ass is telling Trump, the Twitter, I can't do my job. I already know how to do my job. And then bitch McConnell said, Trump told Trump, you need to listen to Bill. Mm-hmm. And then Trump said, I can do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're tired of you, Trump.
Yeah. William Barr said him being out on Twitter is making his job impossible.
Yeah. Fat ass Bill Barr. And I just seen on CNN, 1,100 prosecutors have signed a petition. They want federal prosecutors, Bill Barr to resign.
He won't.
No, he won't.
That's right.
That's Trump's lapdog. He ain't gonna let him go.
Yeah.
This is Dog and Pony Show. All this shit is just a bunch of it's just a bunch of play in front of us to make us think there's something really happening. Ain't shit happening. Look, all this is a bunch of glorified paperwork. All a bunch of Peckerwoods. We're going to file a petition that's really not going to do anything. And motherfucking crackers will be like, look, they're going to file a piece of paper and talk in a room. What the fuck is that going to do? He's still going to be president, but we're going to talk in a room. We're going to impeach him. What is that going to do?
No,
it's going to.
LBZ, that what they're working on now, and I know you've been picking up on it. See, they already hollering defeat, but what they're throwing in is that because we didn't vote, like they're talking about, they bringing up that issue again with Kamala Harris.
Look, we ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, all I know, listen, they talking about this from what I keep hearing. They talking about Pete Buttigieg. They talking about Pete Buttigieg is gonna rob Bernard Sanders, and something about Bernard is the #1 guy. And they like nobody likes Jim Crow Joe because he's Jim Crow Joe, and even white people do not vote for Jim Crow Joe, and people really don't. Nobody really gonna vote for Bloomberg, and everybody wonders who the black community gonna vote for. Meanwhile, we all listening to Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, Black Authority, Lisa Truro, even some people crazy enough to listen to me, and we know we ain't voting for none of these motherfuckers. So like I said, why are we watching a whole bunch of shit where we know what's gonna happen? We ain't voting for none of these motherfuckers. Guess who's gonna be their president? Donald fucking Trump.
That's right.
Now, since you done brought up Booty Plug was in San Francisco yesterday, and Booty Plug got booed by the LGBT community. They pissed him.
Yes. Damn, because he's not racist enough. You know the LGBT community. He's not racist enough. Because you know that LGBT community like him racist now. They like him. Damn it! You're being nice to those fucking niggers. We just want you gone. I just want to scratch his eyes out.
He was speaking, and people was up booing his ass while he was talking. I said, in the Bay Area? So the LGBT, which I've been following them close, they already mad at him because some state back east, he was supposed to speak at a gay club, and it was a poll on the stage, and they didn't like seeing the poll, so they canceled that, and they said he ain't gay enough.
I see, look, he's not even moist enough.
they want them flaming.
That man. I told you gotta be Pete. They want the real Pete Booty out. See, look.
He ain't flamboyant enough. He ain't coming up there with a tuxedo dress on.
Hey, look.
Yes,
Look. This is gay people's own fault. That's what you get. You should have checked your own people and told them, hey, y'all don't have to act all weird and shit. This shit is going, this has nothing. For real. That's what he get. Look, he trying to be a regular gay dude. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Dude,
what's a regular gay dude?
exactly. This is right. There's no such thing as that. He's trying to be think about it. He's trying to be a regular gay dude.
That dude slap on a dress and put some lipstick on and get up there and be like
that's the only way he gonna get their vote. That's what they want him to be.
That's what they want.
That's what they want. They don't want you.
They don't want him tie. They want him to slam.
Right. Right. He got look. You know what the problem is? Cause he not effeminate enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the problem.
LVZ, you know he the wife in the relationship. He the wife.
I look, I don't care. All I'm saying is this. He not effeminate enough. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. It don't matter that he the wife or he the dog or the maid or whatever he is. All I know is this. He not effeminate enough. Mm-hmm. I just want y'all to think about that. Mm-hmm. That's some real shit, right? Look, when we think about Dwayne Wade's son and this, that, and the third, and my man keeps talking about, man, Illuminati gave him a shot. I said, nah, but you close. Orders from up top. It's people who was gayer and been gay longer, and they want to come way out. They want to let their freak flag fly.
Right. Like Magic Johnson's son, EJ. He got to come
right.
That.
EJ is
nah. But they but they using EJ. It's people using EJ. Man, who turned EJ out like that? Who was Magic leaving his son with? What white folks was Magic leaving his son with? Mm-hmm. Let's keep it real, man. I be wondering that. Look, I was saying that about Dwayne Wade. I said, man, I remember when him and his wife was going through them divorce problems, and his wife before Gabrielle Union. And she said, no, I want my kids because Dwayne is crazy. And I don't like his pattern for raising my boys. And at first, you know, the man in me was like, fuck is wrong with a woman telling a man how to raise boys? Because that's me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about me, though. Now that you look at it, the oldest son ain't gay, but he was around the mother.
Yeah.
The youngest son wasn't around the mother like that. And this motherfucker now, he's trying to be a she. And Dwayne said, I'm going to pay for it at 12. Now, look, never mind that you sexualizing your child this early, man. They was like, hold up. Have you ever even had sex? No. So how the fuck you know you gay?
Mm-hmm, with his long fingernails and all that shit.
Yeah, I seen all that. They remember last year they had him at the gay parade.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, ooh.
See, that was 2 years ago for real, and he was 10. Mm-hmm. And remember, we was talking about it then. They was sexualizing him then.
You know, I knew something was wrong in the household, LVZ, because I had read an article that Gabrielle Union said that he don't even know how to manage his money. You don't tell no shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know? She talking about him.
Oh, not just that. My man keep always remind me, oh, damn, look at Gabrielle Union. I was like, please don't bring up. What? Did she the one that went on to talk about how she be licking his asshole and shit? Like,
yes, I did hear that. Oh, yeah, I did hear that. She was
tossing his like, man, I never want to hear that bitch talk. He said that bitch need to goggle with some bleach. Shit in my bitch. And he said, and if you ask me, Dwayne Wade is gay. I never forget when he first heard that. He said, if you ask me, Dwayne Wade is gay.
Did he have a baby on her? I think he had a baby.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they broke up. And she blamed herself. Mm-hmm. And took it like a champ, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And they back together.
Yeah, I feel you. Lady Rule, ADOS, tossing salad. Oof.
Yeah. My thing is this. Niggas, before y'all sit up there and tell me anything, what position was you in for her to do that to you?
Oh Lord.
So your legs was up in the air like, oh God, no.
Oh no.
Nigga, you a pure no. No. So let me stop.
I don't need to visualize that.
Any of you niggas think you manly, nigga? No, don't be saying. See, I gotta say that because through my years of being a man, I've heard niggas say that before. I'm like, no, nigga, don't ever tell nobody that. Bro, that's a nigga. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is how the fuck was you laying, nigga? Was your ass up in the air like a woman, or was your legs up in the air like a woman?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
My goodness.
You fucking with my imagination.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't need to have that visualization in my head.
No.
I don't.
That's when it's time to get up out the room because he's suggesting some things.
I have to tell y'all, I cringe every time I see their little boy.
Me too.
Oh man,
they fucking his head up.
That is painful looking at that child.
Mm-hmm. And what you're looking at is demons.
These be the same niggas talking about they gonna shoot a nigga, but you put your legs up in the air like, what? No, nigga. No, you won't be shooting anything. Shoot yourself.
Wait a minute. And
that's what you need to be doing.
So when he, you know, with his body suggested that means he did that shit before.
Oh, young thug ass niggas.
That wasn't like that was some new shit that was popping off.
I know. I told you. I knew it when he used to wear them moist clothes. You can't wear them moist clothes.
I remember them tight shirts.
Remember he used to wear them come get me pants?
Yeah.
That confuses son. They got on the pants to say
when they first showed everybody he was gay, he was in that fashion show.
Right.
Walking on the runway, switching.
Talking about looking clear. I said, oh Jesus. I said, first thing I would have did is snatch my son the fuck up off the look. Son, you was a boy. We date only the finest of women. Hey, that's right, son.
Video. I think that's
right, son. Yes. That's right. The finest of women.
LVZ, I seen a video on Wellstar. This little Cuban kid, he was black actually. He was kind of overweight. He was dancing with a transvestite, and they had a festival in the street. And I mean, they was grinding. They was just grinding. And so you see like maybe like 30 seconds of grinding, and then the next 40 seconds was ass kicking. His dad beat his ass all over that house. All over that house. He said, not my son, not my son. And you see the family members getting out of Pop's way. He tore that boy up. I said, I'm gonna send you that video. I'm gonna send you that. That's a hell of a video. And they was like, oh, that's wrong. He beat his ass. He need his ass whooped. That wasn't a good look at all.
Like I said, I remember when we first saw that video. What was that? 2017?
Yeah, I think it was.
It was, and then and Gabrielle and I think Gabrielle was the one that uploaded that video for everybody to see.
And that's what initiated this shit from day one.
Hard down the runway, and I was like, "Look at this!"
Yeah, I remember seeing that shit. I was like, "Are they serious?" I said, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
they got a fucked up household. So back to what LVZ was saying. I read that article too, LVZ, and they was making out like his baby mama was deranged, crazy, irresponsible, and all of that. Now that shit is manifesting itself.
Now you're seeing where the real problem was. You know, it really was.
Right.
And they said, yeah, his ex-wife can't say anything. Yeah, because he got that fucking money. He can, you know, that kind of shit bites you back in the ass later. They're going to have some problems in that household.
I think they already do.
Because Black House, can you see a Black household going along with that shit? You know, well, my son gonna be wearing nails, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Ooh, that house.
Wow. I don't even want to picture that.
All
right, y'all. We done been on here for a while, over 2 hours. So we're gonna close up, and I want to thank everybody, both my chats that came. You know, got over 600 people.
How many you got on the other chat?
Huh?
How many you got on the other chat?
Oh, it was 400 on one, and it was over 200 on the other one. So it was over 600. When I looked up at one point, it was like 635. So that's nice that y'all are coming out. And you know, everybody, no matter where you are in this world, have a wonderful day. Shalom.
All right.
Shalom, my family.
Shalom.